From the Middle is a founding member of Odd Pods Media. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to episode number 280 of From the Middle. We are three middle class guys living in the middle of America, in the middle chapters of our lives, with points of view somewhere in the middle. First of all, we hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving week. Don't get stampeded on Black Friday and have tons of great food and fun with your friends. Otherwise, in this episode, we have a ton of fun talking in the front half about non-traditional Thanksgiving foods. Do they sound good to you or not? We have a whole set of rules that you can follow to make sure we make this as structured of fun as possible. Seriously, though, hopefully you'll laugh along. In the second half, we have a great conversation about Christmas decorations. What's reasonable, what's not, and are you fenced in to a lighting ecosystem? That's an important question. Little bit of streaming on the back end. Enjoy the episode.
Oh, for the love.
Sorry, just clearing my Mountain Dew hole.
I got my phone hole cleaned today.
That's where you keep it? You're so cerebral and you're so developed and evolved.
From the Middle after dark over here.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
How are
everybody.
you guys?
Man, I'm so good. It's so good to see you guys.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Dillon, you look surprised, or what is that face?
It's hard to say sometimes what my subconscious comes up with. I was gonna turn and be like, "Oh, I didn't see you there."
Oh, it's like bashful caught by surprise.
Yeah, like
Kind
I
of.
didn't see the camera and microphone pointing at my face until just now.
Yeah, well, it looked good.
Thanks.
It looked good.
That's what I tell myself in the mirror every day, Look good.
I am excited for the Thanksgiving festivities that are happening any moment now for us and all of you.
Yeah.
What are you guys excited to? We talk about food a lot. We talk about food every Thanksgiving. We break down all the traditional things and some of the least popular traditional things. But what's like one thing that even right now, days before, hint hint, you're thinking about partaking on consuming?
It is football season, and as a Detroit fan, the Lions don't suck, and so Thanksgiving is a little bit more exciting than normal for that reason. So Corey was just commenting on my hat, which is the old logo from 1940 something, and then they retired it in like 69. And then, yeah, I like the throwback logos. I actually had football reminds me of a quick little side note. So our kids, we now have neighborhood friends that they can ride bikes to their house and walk to their place. They come over here. And the other day, a boy Joel's age was in our home, and I had been watching them. They were in the backyard and they were playing football, and they were long snapping the ball to each other, and they were doing it all wrong. But it doesn't matter. But when they came back in, I told them, guys, your long snapping needs work. And then the little kid looked at me. He's like he didn't know what I was talking about. I was like, do you know what long snapping is? He said no. And so that's when you hike the ball really far. That's called long snapping. Like, you got to get your legs into it. It's you're using all arms. It's a leg movement. And then he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, take it from me. And then what I said after that was, I know it doesn't look like I have the physique for it, but once upon a time, I used to be an offensive lineman. And I was expecting a giggle because of the obvious self-owned fat joke that I just sent his way. Instead, what I got was like oh, as in like he thought I was telling him something impressive. Like, in his mind, I think he was hoping, is Joel's dad like an ex-NFL guy? Did he play for Ohio State? What is this? And so then I had to but like back in school, pal, is what I mean. It's not, I wasn't trying to impress you. I was just trying to be funny. Anyway.
It's totally believable. You have the height and the manly frame that a lineman would have. And I would totally, if you told me that with a straight face, I would totally believe it.
Well, I have played offensive line before. I have learned how to long snap a ball. However, not in anything impressive. Back in the young Kindle school days.
I also think maybe it was his lack of understanding of football positions and the typical physique you see for that position, perhaps, so that your joke
Maybe.
like, yeah, believable. If you'd have said defensive back or wide receiver or something else, he
He would
may
have
have
gotten the
gone,
joke.
ha ha ha.
Yeah.
I should
didn't
have kept the joke going. I should have said that's how you save a joke is you just keep talking for a while.
That's what I've learned.
You were probably thinking wide receiver, but no, it was offensive lineman. That's
Yeah. You were probably thinking wide receiver. I didn't quite have the vertical. So they switched me to defensive back once I got there. But I made do, you know.
anyway. Sorry.
That's fun.
Thanksgiving
And
and football.
Thanksgiving in football, that is very much a thing, which reminds me of this little side thing that I recently heard in corporate America. I used to do a lot of these corporate meetings, and
What's up?
sometimes some of the women would say that the overuse of sports analogies in male dominated rooms is very alienating because they can't participate. So, like your son's friend, I wonder if sometimes females hear something like, "Yeah, I used to be a defensive back," ha 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 ha, and they're like, is that a sports ball thing? And it just must not feel very nice. Empathy. So anyway, I'm excited to eat all the food. That's my answer to my icebreaker. And the time with family is going to be good. I am very much looking forward to catching up with family. There are some new babies in the family I have yet to hold and snuggle. There are cousins and cousins' husbands who I haven't connected with after they've had big, long trips. I'm just excited to get around people and hear stories and have food and all the things. Dylan, what are you most looking forward to?
Of course, food. And also, I totally agree. It's nice to have a few extra days off. It's nice to get to hang out and chat with people and catch up. For anybody that's vehemently against Christmas before Thanksgiving, we can shut them up after Thursday and start talking about Christmas officially. And it's just nice. It's a nice sort of kickoff to the holiday season. And if you are in that group that you don't like Christmas talk before Thanksgiving, maybe send an email to the music industry and ask for a few more Thanksgiving bangers. You know, like if there were some great songs for Thanksgiving, more. There's a few. If there were more, I think people would be more open to Thanksgiving playlists. You know. But I did have a fun idea. So we often talk about food and the kind of stereotypical ways we embrace that in the Midwest. But I do think we can put a little spin on that because food is such an important time of the season. I have a little game for us. That's a non-traditional Thanksgiving foods would smash or would pass is the name of the game here. So, so I think it would be fun. I have a list from allrecipes.com. And here's the scenario. And if you're listening along or you're traveling for the holidays to or from Thanksgiving or send this to your friends or family, would love to know what everyone thinks would smash or pass. But here's the rules. It's not that if somebody showed up with this dish at the door, you would turn them away, right? So that's not the question. It's if this is sitting out at your family Thanksgiving, are you putting a big scoop of this particular food item on your plate? Would you just smash it, eat it? I'm not kind of like maybe I would try it. That's not what I'm asking. Would you put a big heaping scoop of it on your plate because you'd be excited about it, or just totally pass? You'd turn your nose up and keep moving down the buffet
Oh
line.
no,
That's the
so no,
question.
no nibbling, all or nothing. Are you having a big
Yes.
old scoop and you're forgetting that your aunt made it and she's your favorite aunt and you want to appease her? This is just, would you eat it or would you not
Yeah.
eat it?
No
Gotcha.
familial considerations, no nibbling and testing it out and trying. That's no fun. It's yeah, I'd put a heaping pile on my plate and it because it sounds delicious, or nah, I'm good. Let's
Let's
move on.
go.
There's more
Let's go.
important stuff to eat. Okay, you ready?
I don't think
Yeah.
I understand the rules.
Well, I wanted to be clear because here's what happens. I know what even I would do, which is, well, I mean, I'd maybe take a forkful. No. Would smash, would pass. All
Okay.
right. Okay. And don't
Good
ask
job,
me.
Kendall.
Don't ask me for like details and the ingredients of the list. We'll post this in the Facebook page. People can go in and read it if they find it interesting. You just have to gut react to what the dish is called. Okay.
Gut react. Got it.
All right. Gut react. Would smash, would pass. Artichoke hearts gratin.
Wow.
Yeah, these are
Googling the
not.
official
I'm going to go
definition
ahead
of
and say
gratin.
it's somewhere in between as a pass. So I'm going to
Yeah,
pass.
that's right. Somewhere in between is a pass. And these are not. This isn't mashed potatoes and turkey and pumpkin pie. These are non-traditional foods. Corey, if you want to share screen, go to all recipes and search non-traditional Thanksgiving dinner ideas. Okay, that's the first one. Artichoke hearts gratin. Okay. Second one, was that a pass, by the way, Corey?
Oh
Kendall
yeah,
gave it.
I'm not filling stomach space with that.
Okay. Number 2, roasted pumpkin soup.
Smash.
I'm passing the first one. I'm smashing the second one. I'd take a big bowl of roasted pumpkin
Yeah,
soup.
we want to know your answers.
Yeah. I would
Nope.
smash. Nope. Corey's a pass.
I'm out.
Number 3, roasted pumpkin and goat cheese crostinis.
Smash.
Also would smash.
Okay. Let me get caught up. Sorry, I pulled it up real quick.
This is why you should follow us on YouTube.
Before
Everyone go
we
subscribe
go.
to our YouTube.
Okay, number 1, this is the artichoke hearts gratin,
I think we're all
roasted
still a
pumpkin
pass.
soup,
Would still smash. Yeah.
Smash.
and now we're on roasted pumpkin and goat cheese crostini.
Absolutely.
100% would smash. Look at that. Oh my god.
Right. Now, okay. So now we can scroll visually and I'll read the titles. Okay. Moving on to 4. Oh, we're zooming in. This is good. Apple pie shots.
Smash.
Smashing.
Yep. Cool. That was pretty easy. Citrus turkey brine.
Pass.
It's just the brine. Oh, good lord.
It's the brine. So I'm gonna pass. I'd much prefer like a really good smoked turkey. I don't know that I'd want a citrusy turkey for me. I'm gonna pass.
We've talked a lot about the very thin line between sweet meats. I
You're
like
not
a
a
savory
sweet-
meat. I'm not a sweet meat guy, but something about this sounds a la orange chicken from Panda Express, and I might be here for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say smash. I'll do a big old leg and see if I like it.
That's impressive. You like salty meat, you know?
I like savory meat.
You're a salty meat guy, not a sweet meat guy. Kendall, was that a smash or a pass?
It was a pass for me.
Pass. I'm passing too. Okay. Number 6. Bacon wrap pork medallions. I don't
You
know.
had me at bacon wrapped. You didn't even need to say anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Started out good with meat, ended good with meat, all in the same dish. Smash for sure.
What's,
No doubt.
what's this fuzzy green garnish? We need none of that.
That looks like
Trash.
mint. Is that mint?
Yeah.
Doesn't
probably.
matter. It's going in the trash, but I'd smash the dish.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong that it's mint. If you say something fast enough, people believe you.
It doesn't say in the description.
Yeah.
I'm trying to let you say the title before I scroll with the image.
Oh, I got you. Oh, go ahead and scroll. It's fine. It's
Okay.
good. Tangy honey glazed ham.
Smash.
Pass.
See, if this was just honey glazed ham with pineapples on it in the picture, like the picture, I would say no. But I'd be really intrigued by the tangy. If there was some kind of peppery, spicy, I would smash because it says,
If you're making a sweet and sour kind of ham,
yeah,
I totally would be into that.
yep.
I wonder what it is about this one that's making me pass, but I was down for the citrus brine on the turkey. I think it's because ham is already sweet and you're double sweetening it. And
Oh man,
I know,
Have you
but
never
you are
had,
adding
like,
some tangy.
Have you ever had a glazed ham?
I have. It's fine. I
No,
eat it.
Okay.
It's fine.
The thing
Okay.
here is though, I'm imagining in my head that if I see this ham, which looks like a normal ham with pineapple and maybe some brown sugar, I'd probably say no. But if there's a little name placard in front that said tangy in the name, tangy honey glazed ham, that's enough for me to go, all right, I'm
All right.
I'm throwing a pile on my plate.
Let's see what this is all about. Okay.
Yep. Piqued my interest. Cranberry stuffed turkey breasts.
Pass. And
Pass.
for me, I like cranberries. I'm not a turkey guy, especially turkey breasts.
Pass.
I'm getting a whole slice of that. Something about the crust on the outside makes that look really appealing to me.
Mhm.
It does look. It's like it might be because of all of the stuffing
Yeah.
to meat ratio. It might actually be a moist turkey breast, which is
Look how
impossible.
little turkey's actually in there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Yeah, if you're not watching at home, which you should be, it almost looks like the pumpkin pie rolls with the icing.
Mm-hmm.
And the icing is is a pretty good ratio for like the turkey to stuffing, if you think about it that way. This falls into the gray area, so is an automatic pass for me. But I will say the picture looks good. I'm just not intrigued enough to pile up my plate.
Okay.
Mushroom cream gravy sauce.
Absolutely.
Smash.
Easy.
Great.
Huge mushroom
Who's
guy.
gonna say no to gravy?
Oh, it's mushrooms and gravy together.
Yeah.
It's so good.
What's it even on? No one even has asked what it's on. We don't care.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You can throw it on the bacon wrapped pork if you want.
Put that on the turkey breast, and I'll take it.
There you go.
Oh, cranberry jalapeno relish. So
that is the quickest smash that I've had.
Really, the
Yeah.
relish.
Oh, we just need to
looks-
clip what you just said, Kendall. Anyway, yeah, somebody has made this recently at one of our family get-togethers, and it was different.
wow.
I'm gonna pass on it though. I'm gonna pass.
I'm gonna pass. It looks like too large a chunks of onions for me. I'm out. Easy pass. Love the concept. Sweet potato rolls.
Smash.
Smash. No problem. My gut says it's subtle. The flavor is subtle, but imagine if it wasn't and it was very sweet potatoy, I'd be even more excited.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan of sweet potatoes, but like I can picture them as an ingredient flavoring another thing, and I think that would be good.
I'm
Oh,
with
yeah.
you. I'm with you there, Kendall. I typically don't like sweet potatoes because, again, savory things should be savory, sweet things should be sweet. But if it's flavoring a roll, bread's my favorite food on the planet. Depends on how heavy it is, but it might not matter at all.
Speaking of sweet potatoes, I just learned recently, my entire life, I did not know this, that yams and sweet potatoes are two different things.
Yes, I think I knew that.
Did you guys
So
know
all those
that?
like sweet potato, I am what I am puns. It's like
Yeah.
actually they're two. You could be the actually they're two different things, guy.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a yam ever in my entire life. If it's orange, it's a sweet potato. Yams are like whitish.
Corey, that raises a point. The sweet should be sweet and savory should be savory. I'm now realizing that's probably one of the most Midwest bland viewpoints you have on anything. That might be it.
Fair.
Any other part of the world, they're going to go, what do you mean you can't mix flavors?
What about like a hot honey drizzle on the pepperoni pizza?
Right. That's what I'm saying. It might be one of the most bland Midwesterny views that you have.
There are exceptions, but there are few. Orange chicken is the best one I can think of. It's just so good.
What about like maple bacon?
Candied bacon, amazing.
Okay, so you have exceptions. So it's a rule. There are exceptions to the rule. That's important. Okay. This was number 11 if you're following along at home audibly. 11 of 25 on to 12. Fancy crusted rosemary scallop potatoes.
Absolutely.
So the only qualifiers here are fancy and rosemary that are unique. Crusted scallop potatoes are normal.
Pretty much. It's the rosemary element.
Rosemary is my favorite herb. This is hitting on a lot of my favorite foods. I typically don't like Thanksgiving meals, but this menu is like, I love jalapenos is like one of my top foods in the world. I love cranberries. Rosemary I put rosemary on everything. Rosemary and eggs is really good. Yeah.
We are leaning into this game. I love it.
So it turns out Kendall just needs to cook from allrecipes.com for Thanksgiving.
No kidding. I use all recipes for a lot of things.
And I would say what's unique is like rosemary is pretty potent typically. if there's a lot of rosemary like mixed in and on the top, that's going to change the flavor of the scallop potatoes quite a bit. So I do think it's meaningful that that's the quote only difference. Rosemary would be pretty potent.
Yeah.
I would suspect. Okay. That's good. Wood smash for sure. Load them up.
Huge potato guy. Probably not going to love the addition of the rosemary, but I'm down to try anything. So I would smash.
When it comes to holidays, though, there's two types of responses: people whose favorite dishes are potatoes, and people who are wrong. You know, like you love potato dishes, or your favorite dish is a wrong one. And I think that's pretty clean cut.
Pretty clean cut.
Clean cut like some scalloped potatoes. Number 13, sweet potato streusel casserole with coconut. Fast pass. Pass for sure.
I think this is a smash for me, oddly enough. And I can't explain why. I'm intrigued.
I'll say the photo doesn't look good. It could be dog barf.
Did they turn a sweet potato into a dessert? Is that what they did here?
I think so. It's a streusel.
I would absolutely try that.
My favorite use of the sweet potato as a dessert, by the way. But yes, you heat this up and put a scoop of vanilla bean ice cream next to it. Get out of here.
No,
I will say I like sweet potato pie. And so this is.
Let's go. Yeah. I'm here for it.
This is a great list. Okay, number 14. Mascarpone mashed potatoes.
I don't even know what that is, but smash.
Mascarpone, like cheese, right? It's a kind of cheese. I
think so.
Why do I think that's a sweet thing?
Because it's used in desserts. My culinary knowledge.
Let me look.
I think you're thinking of the candy from like Narnia.
It's an acidic cream cheese.
Soft, mild Italian cream cheese. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yep.
Absolutely. Of course.
Smash. Is this the first? Smash. Is this the first we all agreed?
Are you thinking of marzipan, Corey?
That's it. Homestar runner.
Marzipan mashed potatoes.
It's pat to pass. Yeah, have you ever had marzipan? Like I because of Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, like I was intrigued by it, never heard of it, never didn't know what it was, and I found some at World Market and had it, and it's disgusting.
Hold on, let's do the math on what is marzipan.
Oh, forgot about the Homestar Runner marzipan.
What's the definition? The quick definition of marzipan?
Okay, a confection consisting primarily of sugar and almond meal, sometimes It's just a coating.
Weird texture, and it's just
sugary almond mashed potatoes. That's not on the list. We made that up, but I think that's a pass still.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're smashing this. I'll ask again. Did we have others that we were unanimous on? I feel like we did, but
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple.
And ultimately, if we had Thanksgiving with just the three of us, we would know which items to add now from this list. We'd be able to narrow it down quickly to just huge batches of a few things. Caramelized Brussels sprouts with pistachios.
Smash.
Pass. I don't want a huge pile of that.
Brussels sprouts make me feel like a giant.
Gray area. Wait, why? Wait, explain.
Because you're one biting heads of lettuce.
A whole cabbage.
Iceberg lettuce. A whole cabbage in your mouth at once.
It's a whole.
Anyway.
So in your head, you're the NFL lineman who's so big that the Brussels sprout is a whole head of cabbage, and you're popping them like mini muffins. Is what you're saying.
So someone else needs to long snap them into your pie hole. That's what we need to do.
Only if they do it right.
Yeah, pass.
With the leg. Yeah, would smash.
Apple stuffed acorn squash.
Pass.
For some reason, this feels like we're just getting too cute.
Yeah.
My gut says I'd probably like it, but to stay true to the rules of the game, I would not want a whole pile of that on my plate. So
that can you see my mouse, the magnifying glass?
Yeah.
That texture right there is really bothersome. Just to look at.
And that's a big old mantle right there too. Huh? The core looks pretty good. If I could eat just core,
Oh,
That's a lot, right? I'm not having that. Nope.
it kind of looks like a rashy skin, um, or
Oh,
something. Yeah. Did that make it worse? Okay. I have to say after that one, and my comment might have been really unfair to the next few foods because rashy skin does not help sell. Looking at other items,
you
a
just
rock
keep saying it, don't you?
Would you eat rashy skin if it had apples or craisins
That it's squash. I don't
in
remember
it?
what was in it.
Anyway,
Roquefort, pear salad.
smash.
I pass. I don't want a whole plate of salad.
Well, it's the. I'm going to say pass because of the types of greens they're using. I don't like the flimsy greens.
If this were in the lineup of all the other things, I would pass. But if we're just saying item by item, would
Item
I
by
eat
item.
this? And I'm not wasting stomach space on it, sure. Give me a big old heap.
Well,
But if
them's
I
the
saw all the
rules.
other, if I saw so many of the other things that we've already talked about, I'd be like, bye, Felicia.
Exactly. That's why I think it was important that the rules were a whole pile. You'd want a whole pile of it on your plate.
And they should have done some of these green things at the top because just treat it like the course of the meal, right? Like I don't want to,
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
17.
I'm already full.
Yeah, it's woefully unfair to put greens at the end of this thing.
It really
Oh.
is.
But here we are. Better than boxed vegan and gluten-free stuffing. Well, they didn't sell that.
Pass.
19. Let's
Move
just
on.
move on to 19. What?
Oh my gosh. If
That was,
you're listening and not
I'm
watching,
annoyed that I had to scroll past that.
if you're listening and not watching, it didn't even look good, even if you were vegan or gluten-free. So don't worry about it. Chestnut stuffing.
Smash.
Pass. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Sure.
I feel like this is one that somebody's grandma would be excited about. Like, you'd get the whole, did you try the chestnut stuffing?
You
It
say that because of the design on the
delicious.
spoon. That looks like it's 200 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe
Real silver too looks like there.
served on an antique poisonous metal spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Green beans.
Another one. 20. The problem with this one is that it's 20th on the list.
Yeah. I'm still smashing it though.
I am.
Yeah.
It's green beans with feta and bacon. And I do love feta cheese. I love the saltiness, and then bacon's already delicious. And normally green beans are pretty bland up here in our part of the country. But you throw some feta and bacon on there, I'm happy to pile on.
This one looks
I-
easy, delicious. I'm going to send it to Sherry when we're done.
Great idea.
There you go.
Smash. Oh. Sweet potato cupcakes with toasted marshmallow frosting.
Smash.
Smash.
I'm gonna say pass.
Because
Because there's probably at least 10 other desserts that I would rather have at Thanksgiving.
What he's saying is explain yourself.
I still don't understand.
That doesn't. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Taking up the stomach space. Like if there's pecan pie available, like I'd rather do that.
Really?
Yeah.
See, if I saw this, I'd be genuinely excited to see something so unique. I'd be happy to put a couple of these on my plate. Like,
Sure.
and I love standard pumpkin pie. It's one of my favorite desserts throughout the whole year. But I'd be very excited, even if you're not watching.
I'm not a cake and frosting guy.
Okay. All right. These cupcakes have like icing on the top, and they even like toasted the tip of the icing. It looks
good. I can understand people loving it. It's just it's the wrong genre of dessert for me.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Moving on to 20.
This would almost be like a good like Halloween thing.
Sure.
Versatile. Yep, you're right. All fall. Moving on to number 22, butter pecan cheesecake.
Smash.
I'm conflicted because I love cheesecake, but butter pecan pass. I don't pass.
Love cheesecake too. That's never been a strong flavor for me.
What, the butter pecan or the cheesecake?
Butter pecan. Butter pecan. Butter pecan. Butter pecan.
Butter pecan.
Buttercream, crock skin, buttercream.
Hey,
Let's
this is
just throw
going
a
to be
dead animal on you.
one of my kids just did, who's had tree nut allergies, just did a pecan nut allergy challenge to see if he was still allergic, and he is not. And so this is going to be a Thanksgiving to remember for him.
Doesn't feel like a safe
Or he
way to
dies at
test.
the end of it and we're wrong. But I think we'll be okay.
Whew.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe small doses. Maybe give them the next couple days before Thanksgiving, small doses of pecans again, just to build up a tolerance.
Well, yeah. The challenge was like a week ago or
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
And we've been eating pecans here and there since then. I think we're safe.
Whew.
you just reminded me that we have to be on the lookout because Lily has her newfound tree nut allergy, and it's walnuts and pistachios, and that's in a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, and it's anaphylaxis, like throat closes up, we're going to the emergency room type stuff.
Yeah,
so,
dude. You don't want to mess with that.
No. Anyway, moving on.
Number 23, pecan pie bars.
Smash. See, now we're getting into my desserts.
Pass. I do not like this layer.
Oh, that's the layer. That's the money layer right there.
It's
Yeah.
just gelatinous, clear.
Pecan filling goodness. Yeah,
Nope.
You
Have
know,
fun.
The top
Enjoy.
of that,
I will.
you know, when you cook eggs and you get that whole layer of burnt eggs at the bottom that you've got to scrape off, that's what the top of those bars look like.
That's the
And
best part of the egg.
I'm not here for it.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's the best part. You roll it up and dip it in ketchup, just
That's
Gross. Oh, burnt egg roll-ups, my favorite.
yeah, dunked in ketchup because it's Ohio.
Uh-oh.
Number 24, maple pecan shortbread squares.
absolutely. You're mixing my pecan pie, which is one of my favorite pies, and shortbread, which is my favorite cookie kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm all about this.
Today I learned how much Kendall loves nuts. Broadly, all sizes and shapes on desserts. So there you go.
This
Corey?
is one that I would see in the lineup on the counter and go, "Oh, somebody spent a lot of time on that. More meat." I would appreciate that it was, but I would not even just more meat and potatoes, please. This is nice.
What would have made this really a complicated discussion is if we started A/B testing foods against each other. Because if I'm looking at this saying that's going to take up space from bacon wrapped pork medallions, ain't no way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like no chance. You have to take them all on their own merit because there's no way you can start to toss those up.
And last but not least,
upside down pumpkin cake.
Oh, see now
that looks like my jam.
That me too. That's a smash.
Big smash. Yeah, that's a smash.
Look at how moist that looks. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Put a little dollop of whipped cream on there.
You will say Daisy.
I almost said Daisy.
We don't do sour cream on desserts up here, and we all ended on a smash, which is great.
Hey,
there had to be at least 4 or 5 that we all said smash,
I
right?
think so yeah,
we've got a full plate reserved, which is fun. This was great. I'm glad we got a chance to do this. I'm going to share this link out into the From the Middle page. I'll try to throw it on more socials too, because I think this was a really fun holiday themed exercise. But this makes it a great place to take a break and hear from some of our friends in Odd Pods Media.
Because their podcast is a smash. Hey.
If you like fun, then you're going to love the Beard Owl podcast. It's a podcast where we talk about 2 of the greatest things in the world, beer and Weird Al. And frankly, we talk more about Weird Al than anything because he's the gift that keeps on giving. So join us as we talk through Weird Al's career, what he means to us, and we have some very special guests on to discuss the magic that is Alfred Matthew Yankovic. Beard Al, part of the Odd Pods Media Network.
Dillon, thank you for that little game.
That was fun. I should stop sharing my screen now. Hey, we're back.
That was fun. One thing that we always enjoy talking about here is food. And I thought the fun kind of spin on the non-traditional, I need to find a Christmas version of this too. And we can do it like non-traditional Christmas dishes.
Yeah.
That could be fun. I feel like Christmas just already just so much more broad. Like there's so many more dishes available. I don't know I don't know how well that would work, but if I can find a list, we'll do it. I think that was fun.
Yeah. A dessert list absolutely would be easy to put together, I think.
Speaking of Christmas, I did my Clark Griswold for the year and got out
Nice.
the big extension ladder to the gable of the second story and got all the lights out, and I got them all done on the top row, tested, worked. I tested as I went. Haha. It's the key part of the story. Tested as
That
I
is
went,
smart.
so I wasn't plugging in each next new um, section of lights. Didn't do that on the bottom because I was like, these are fine. Got all the way to the end, plugged them in. They don't work. In case goes, Dad, it's just like the movie we watched last night because we watched Christmas Vacation the night before. He goes, no, really, it's like exactly like the movie we just watched last night when the lights didn't work. And I go, "Rah, rah, 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 rah."
It's
Anyway,
so
it was
painfully close to what happened. That was so infuriating in the movie. Do you remember? Do you remember how mad he was?
and then he got so mad, Dad, that he got the chainsaw. Yeah. Anyway, it was fine. It's the type of lights that plug into a power box on their own, and I had tons of extra power boxes because if you're not daisy chaining them, then it means you have all those AC boxes. So it was just a cracked one. So I replaced it. It was all fine. Anyway, it looks beautiful. It's so fun having the lights up. Everybody in the neighborhood, most people in the neighborhood are starting to do that now. And I don't care that it's up before Thanksgiving. In fact, after doing that yesterday, it's getting dark so early now. It rained at the end of the day. It was warmer in the 50s, but it rained. So you're just a little chilly. You got wet clothes on. You come inside, and Sherry and the kids had beautifully decorated the living room with Christmas decor, and the fireplace was on, and the birch logs that I salvaged from my grandpa's property were by the fire. The dog was laying down in a blanket when the Charlie Brown Christmas came on, and I was just laying in my recliner next to the fire. Charlie Brown Christmas, little blankie I had warmed up from being outside and hanging Christmas lights, and I was just like, got myself a cup of coffee and a little snack. It was
Yeah.
just,
It's like the wind down of
it
from the
was,
Christmas Vacation moment where the lights don't go right and your work screwed you and all.
yeah, yeah. And it was one of those things. I don't know if you guys do this. Like, you
It's
ever have
Christmas.
moments where you just tell yourself, like, take a mental picture of this. Like, this is one of the, like, your son is over there on his iPad, chilling in his oversized Pikachu onesie, and and the dog is here, and it was just like, this is good.
That
And
got
now
oddly,
I got time to stop and smell those roses now.
that got oddly specific at the onesie, but yeah, otherwise I can relate. I can relate. Did you get any knocks at the door with Jelly of the Month Club offers? Did anyone?
Delivery from Mr. Grisman. Sorry, it snuck between the seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to deliver Jeff with.
Yeah, man, I've said this before. I laugh every time I watch that like it's the first time I see the jokes coming. I know exactly when the punchlines are. I know when every little facial expression when Cousin Eddie taps the wooden fan that the heat from the candles are making spin, and it just and the Dicky just fixing little post. Like, I love it so much.
It's kind of like watching The Office. You see, you kind of catch little jokes, or you laughed so hard, or you love the characters so much. Little things make you laugh. It's one of those for Christmas Vacation is the bags of dog food in the cart, like crushing the bulbs and the stuff in between. It's just like the little layers of jokes. It's so subtle. It's great.
He's just hacking on a bone there.
Oh,
He got it.
that's awesome. Kendall, I know you have a pretty extensive Christmas village. Has the village gone up yet?
Oh, well, so I believe I've mentioned that the village never came down.
That's true.
It wasn't completely and totally like it wasn't lit up and and wired up and that kind of thing yet, and actually still isn't. But I mean, it will be. There's a Christmas tree that needs to go up on the landing that sometimes I do have in place by now, because its job is to hide the cord that goes up to the Christmas village, and the power strip that I then put in to plug the tree into is the same power strip the village gets put on. So it's a whole thing. But
Process.
yeah, I mean, it is up there, but it's been dark all year.
Well, there you go.
But this
I'm
weekend changes everything.
I'm sure the joy of the holiday season will bring light and love to those teeny tiny little ceramic villagers that live in your home. So,
Yeah.
looking forward to that. Well, good. I don't have a really fancy one, but in a way I do, because we put out a little Lego Christmas village and we added a few things to that this year. And it's kind of close to our tree. So you get the little blinkly tree lights that reflect off the plastic. It's kind of fun. They make lighting kits for Lego products like that. I've never done any lighting kits, but if I was going to, that might be a place to start. Not this year, maybe another time. But
That'd
it's
be
fun.
That'd be fun.
You reminded me
I
I
have,
need
like,
to set
little
out the Home
ceramic-
Alone house.
Yes.
I have like little ceramic light up Christmas trees at my office sitting on my desk. So that's fun. And I also have begun the lighting of the outdoors.
Hmm.
So it's not finished yet, but
Test those lights, just
absolutely.
Test as you go. Forward.
Yeah.
Test as you go. I have recently, this is a pro Christmas move. One, never pay extra money for a pre-lit Christmas tree, because they'll work for a year or two in my experience, and then things go awry and you're going to be stringing lights on it anyway.
Mm.
So never pay extra for that. And two, when you buy lights, you go to Lowe's or Home Depot. You choose one, because that is going to be your Christmas lighting partner for the rest of your life. You buy one brand of lights, and that is it. And that way you're not mixing colors accidentally. If a light strand goes out, you know exactly what you're going to replace it with, and it's going to work well with the other lights. And now you do the LEDs that can switch between colored or white. And so I just throw lights on outside and decide, do I want this bush to be white or color? And I can change it back and forth depending on how I feel. So
How do you feel about people who mix and match? Like some all white, some color.
I'll do some and some, but like I've got like a symmetrical thing going on this year. So I'm going to have colored lights up against the house with white lights on each end of the house on the corner. We've got like a white ornament kind of thing in the yard on one side, and then a tall bush on the left side of the house that will be white. Everything in the middle will be colored. And then I've got the one tree in the front yard that I think I might wrap the trunk with with white lights, and then do long swoops around the tree in color.
How do you feel about the people who just wrap the trunk and put nothing on top? So they have a lamp. It looks like, oh, that's a cool lit up post you got in your yard there.
It's better than nothing. I'm not against it.
Is it?
I'm just not going to do it.
I don't have strong feelings.
So what I'm hearing Corey say is all or nothing on the tree light. Pick your short ones, throw lights on those, be done with it. No halvesies. No going up the trunk.
Just the trunk, and like not even trying to anyway. It's fine.
Also, Kendall, to your point, just to confirm, what I'm hearing is you're saying Lowe's and Home Depot like to lock you into their Christmas decor lighting ecosystem like an Apple operating system. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So, I mean, specifically, it's like a particular brand and style of GE lights that I'm using. And I don't think Home Depot sells those. But if Home Depot sold them, if Home Depot sold those, then I would gladly buy them at Home Depot as well. But it's that particular GE brand light that I'm after.
I'm curious what the most frustrated person from that experience has ever done. Do you think somebody like had mismatched lights for years and then just went and said, I'm just buying like a pallet's worth of lights, and I'm just going to store a bunch in the basement and never have to think. When one breaks, I'll pitch them and I'll go. You think anybody has ever dropped like 10 grand on lights and just said, I'm just done. I'm done. I'm just going to go buy as many as I can buy. And
I don't think we've done that, but yeah, I think people have done that.
somebody, I think at that point now, there's literally just people who will come decorate your house for you, and you probably just pay for that experience.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's funny.
There's an interesting dynamic in the Hubble home this year because we keep saying this is Lily's last Christmas, and she goes, "You guys keep talking like I'm dying." Just like last Christmas at home before you have the choice to go off to college or, kind of start life on your own.
Because
of course,
your
you'll
condition.
be back. Because you'll, of course, be back. Unless you eat any walnut dishes this year, it's all going to be fine. So she's like, you guys, I've always wanted to try the Christmas tree in the living room. If you've been to our house, we have a long, skinny living room with a very specific flow, and the chairs can kind of only go in one place, which means it's really hard to figure out how to get a tree in there. So in the past, we've opted to have it in the front room so that you can see our Christmas tree inside from the street as you're walking by, and it's just like homey and inviting. Well, where we do gifts and where we hang out at Christmas time is the living room by the fireplace that I was mentioning earlier. So she's like, I'd really like to try it in here. And we're like, well, Lily, whatever you want this year goes. She also got to do the star on top. We rotate each year. So we designed with this end in mind by allowing the other two to do the star on top so that this year would be Lily's year to do the star on top of the tree. Anyway, so we figured out how to get it into the living room, and it looks really cozy and great. But Sherry's like, and then Lily said to Sherry, I've always wanted a live tree too.
Oh.
So it sounds like we're going to have a second tree this year on the wood-like laminate flooring that we have through most of the house. So needles aren't falling into carpets and things like that and can be easily swept up. But just like a small, like 5 or 6 foot high one, nothing Clark Griswoldish and touching the ceiling. So it sounds like we're gonna chop down a live tree for my first time. I don't think Dillon did Dad and Barb ever do? I don't ever remember a live tree. Maybe they tried it once,
maybe once or twice. Yeah, just watch for squirrels.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna do that. I'm fully supportive. I love the smell of them. I'm excited to experience the maintenance of them. But I think it sounds like we're going to try it this year in one of the other rooms of the house.
Could be worth it for the smell of it,
I grew up
balsam candles.
I grew up with live Christmas trees every year. And then as a single man, I had a live tree every year.
Are they as much pain as everybody says?
I don't think they're that bad. Wear gloves because you'll get sappy hands. But they're not that bad. Make sure you water it so it doesn't dry out. But even if it does dry out, it'll just be annoying and more needles will fall off, but it'll still look fine and it'll be a bigger fire hazard. But other than that,
yeah, big tree, a lot of sap,
And then if you live in suburbia, it depends on what your localities do, but you might have to like cut it down to get rid of it.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
That'll be my favorite part.
Do you think it's sort of traumatizing for little kids if you take the live tree out after and burn it?
I was going to say, or you could do that. There was one, I think I've probably told this story before. We had Christmas in July one time when I was in high school at a friend's house who had a giant fire pit in the middle of the country. And their old Christmas tree from the previous December, so like 7 months ago, we planted it in the middle of the fire pit, stood it up, decorated it with fireworks, and then lit it on fire.
Nice.
It was amazing.
Awesome. That's so fun.
So somebody may have caught on fire.
I'm kind of
that whole thing. Hit point
we're right by the
fire.
So. We're right by the fire department, so that's handy.
There you go.
I'm really excited to try it, and I'm excited about the experience of going to a tree farm and cutting one down and throwing it on the top of the van.
Awesome.
Let's go.
I'm excited for you. Can I come?
Yeah,
if you need to. You'll need to purchase a vintage red truck first to bring it home.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
rent
a
station wagon, a woody wagon.
Yeah, you can't rent them. You have to purchase. So I know a guy.
Sounds good.
So only 2 trees for your house then this year? That's it, huh?
I thought we could. It would be a good opportunity to be a third one in the new basement, but the game room's not really finished yet, and we didn't want to cut into the precious space of the TV room. So
It's not
not
finished
this
yet
year.
because it doesn't have a Christmas tree in it, Corey.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
step
right.
in the right direction. Is what
How
that
many
is.
how many trees are you up to? You have like 3 or 5?
It's growing. So we've got one in the dining room, one in the family room, one in the living room, and those are all like taller than me trees, 7 feet or taller. A vaulted ceiling in one of those rooms, and that's a really tall tree. Like a step ladder doesn't get you to the top. But, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 on sort of the bottom half of the house, and then we did have like little tiny like 1-foot trees in each of the kids' rooms. This year we made a deal with them. Oh, and I used to put a tree in our bedroom as well because why not? This year we made a deal with our kiddos that if you at the beginning of November we told them if you clean your room and it looks good and you keep it that way through Thanksgiving, we're going to get you a tree, like a 3 or 4-foot tree to put in your bedrooms.
Nice.
They've all done it. And then when looking and shopping at Christmas trees and pricing and things, we ended up getting them like the skinny pencil trees that are like 7 feet tall. So my definition of counting a Christmas tree is it has to be my height or taller. This year, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
See, you say Christmas tree in the bedroom. Why not? I say why. And more power to you. We have just the one. And we've talked about one in the basement. Corey, you should consider it. Make sure you run better than Cat 5 to wherever it's going to be. We've talked about it because some people will do like the tree in the basement that's like their favorite sports team ornaments. Like you theoretically, you're doing an Ohio State basement. You could do like they probably have silver and red trees, or you do a normal one and just get tons of Buckeye decor to put that in the basement. You could do that since that's kind of the theme you're going with.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. So there you go. Just better than Cat 5 is the big
or
takeaway.
like what Sherry would call the like tackier of the ornaments, like all the Star Wars, or like I still have some Elvis. I was a big Elvis fan, which reminded me I just streamed the documentary about the 1968 comeback special. We'll come back to that when we talk about streaming. But like the Elvis, the Star Wars, the sports stuff, the like non-traditional, sweet, good old-fashioned family Christmas ornaments could go on that like entertainment game room fun. I like themed trees. I think that's a fun thing.
Yeah.
And we're definitely going to need to do an Instagram post that is each of the trees in your house.
I'll do that.
And Instagram only allows 10 photos, so slow down so that we can get them all in.
I'm only up to 8 so far. Now, if I were to count trees that are shorter than me, that number does go up. But
okay, that's awesome. Sounds good. So yeah, real quick on streaming. Finally finished Orange is the New Black, 7 seasons. Not sure how to feel about my overall adventure with that show. I don't know what drew me to it originally or why I stayed, but I did. And probably my favorite part, as is true to form, they did a 19-minute farewell episode. Netflix is really good in their extras of a series, like trailers and more. They have sometimes like a behind the scenes and stuff like that. That was probably my favorite part of the whole show. Seeing some of these characters, and it's one of those like, that lady has an Australian accent in real life, but her character is from New Jersey. What? Some of those kind of things. So it was really good. But if you're an Elvis fan at all, I recommend that you watch the Elvis special that just popped up on Netflix. It does cover his whole career to give context for why the 1968 comeback special was so important to his career. This was sort of like him redefining who he was and reestablishing himself as an entertainer when his popularity was sort of going down and people like the Beatles and things like that were on the rise. I didn't realize, if you know Elvis at all, you know that was a significant milestone in his career and TV history. but you don't fully appreciate, oh my gosh, I didn't realize there was that much writing on it. And so they do the documentary really, really well. And some of my favorite Elvis clips came from that documentary that I hadn't seen before. And so it's just really good if you're into that sort of thing. And then, of course, we're watching Christmas movies. We're excited to watch uh, some new things coming out. Moana 2. We're excited to watch. What's the other big Disney Pixar thing coming out right now? Oh, not Disney Pixar. Moana 2, but then also we're excited to go watch Wicked in theaters. I really want to see Red 1. I think that'd be fun to take the kids to. So yeah, that's kind of what's up in my world of streaming. How about you guys?
Yeah, so the only thing I'm watching, I have a few things on my watch list. The only thing I'm watching right now is back through An Idiot Abroad. Um, the non-interesting, the trying to make a non-interesting story slightly interesting. I'd been tracking that show to purchase on iTunes for a long time, and there's 3 seasons, and it just went more than like 50% off because it was kind of expensive. And so I just watched that, and it's still just as funny as it has always been. If you've never watched an Idiot Abroad, we've talked about it before. Long story short, Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant send a guy who was a producer on their podcast named Carl Pilkington around the world, and they describe him as a Homer Simpson type. And he tends to have a pretty pessimistic viewpoint. The way that I've sort of enjoyed watching it before is, a takeaway that I've had from watching the show is he tends to be pretty spot on with his assessment of people, but way off when it comes to places and things. And so it's interesting because you find yourself sort of sometimes agreeing with the Homer Simpson type, and then other times just wondering how in the world he came to whatever conclusion or talking point that he has. So if you've never checked it out, search An Idiot Abroad. It's very funny, not for children. There's a little bit of language, but super, super funny. Uh, yes, Wishlist Wicked is definitely on there. And a handful of other. I'm sure we'll want to see Moana 2 at some point. There's also a new show I found out about. I haven't watched any, but I've heard it's super good. Harry Potter Wizards of Baking. So if you're into the baking shows, it's on HBO Max, and they have to have like, I think, magical or fun elements to their bake designs. It's not just like make a Slytherin themed cake. So I got to check that one out. I'm going to add that to the list for any of the Harry Potter fans.
That's awesome.
Very good. I don't have anything new. I will say it was fun to watch the Manning cast this week because it was the Ravens and the Chargers, which are coached by Jim and John Harbaugh, and then they had Luke and Owen Wilson as guests, and so you had the Manning brothers watching the Harbaugh brothers with the Wilson brothers. So that was fun. And I finished up the offering so far that Prime has with the Game 7 series, which was also fun. There was only 4 episodes, and I was under the impression that there was more coming. Maybe there is. So like I said, it is a current season, but we'll see. I thought there was only 4 episodes when I looked at it a couple weeks ago, and I was expecting it to grow, and it didn't. I hope that they keep that series because I can think of some Game 7s that should be on there and haven't seen those yet.
Any news from the world of wrestling, sports entertainment?
I've not been watching wrestling because they screwed over wrestling fans and told them you have to subscribe in 3 different places now if you want to watch this stuff. And so I'm not going to do that.
Well, I thought of you this week because someone shared a reel with me and I tried to forward it to you, but somehow it wouldn't let me copy the link anyway. It doesn't matter. And it was like, why dads secretly want to have a son. And it's a son doing wrestling moves, or it's a father doing wrestling moves onto his son, onto a bed. And like all the moves. But then he gives the son 2 like juice boxes and he smashes them together like Stone Cold.
Yes.
And he's teaching them. So I'll find it and forward it to you, or we'll put it in our From the Middle for the Middlers Facebook group for us to share. But anyway, it was pretty sweet.
That's
Made me
great.
think of you and how you were indoctrinating your kids with all the different like poses and moves, and how your boys were wearing the different outfits and stuff.
They each had their own outfit and name and everything. It was fun. their own championship belt that they made.
That's awesome. Good
That's fun.
times. You know what else is fun and good times? Thanksgiving. And we hope that each of you have a wonderful time with your kith and kin, and that you have all the good foods, traditional or non-traditional. And let us know if you want to weigh in on your thoughts of that list Dylan provided of the top 25 non-traditional foods. Are there any there that you love or hated, or ones that you think should have been on the list? I would love to hear that as well. Let us know in the comments below. We have one link tree, one link to rule them all. It gets you to all of our places to find us on all the things. Let's try to make engagement really high this week. This is your call to action. Make engagement high. What does that mean? Like, share, comment, all the things. Let's try to just really make this one sing. It was a fun one. And I think Dylan makes a great point. It'd be a great thing to listen to on your drive to a family Thanksgiving, that front half. So anyway, really enjoyed hanging out with you. Hope you guys enjoyed as well. And we will see you next week on From the Middle.
Bye.